For ACUSports.com, I'm Chris Macaluso, and my guest this afternoon is head tennis coach Hutton Jones, and we've kind of reached the midpoint of your fall tennis season. You got two great teams on the men's and the women's side, a good blend of veteran expertise and young energy, and I just want to kind of get your assessment of each of these teams so far. They've played in a lot of tournaments over the past month, seen a lot of good competition, Coach.
Well, that's kind of the idea of the fall, is to I'm about to say stress them out a little bit, but that's, we want to play as tough a tournaments as we can. It does go on their individual record, but this is overall a team sport. I'm looking for, we have people that I think are capable of making Division I All-American, even possibly this year with a little luck, but definitely over the next couple of years. And you can't. You've got to play people that are just pushing you as much as you can. And the moral of the story is, if they can take it without getting their spirit broken, it will be good. And I haven't seen any spirits broken. I've seen actually quite the opposite. I feel like they're eating it up, and it's going to make us better.
You have 5 newcomers into your program. You have 3 young ladies on the women's team, Autumn Crossnow, Elizabeth Ryan, and Sarah Adams. And on the men's team, you added the younger brother of Josh Sheehy, Jonathan Sheehy, and you also added a young man by the name of Jackson Fine. We've seen Jonathan compete at some high-level invitationals so far this fall, and you've seen some of the young women on your team go deep in their brackets. How do you think they've adjusted to the speed of the college game?
Well, when you're recruiting, those kids, for the most part, are nationally ranked kids. So we're kind of in Division II. The difference would be we had great Division II teams. I mean, I'm telling you, it was like Division I, except for we were in Division II. But some of those kids coming out of high school weren't hadn't had as much national exposure, and we had to get them that at ACU. So to say, I think they've adjusted quickly because they've already been playing quite a few national events and are used to the best players in the country and being in draws with really good players. Obviously, this is another step, but it's a comfortable step for them as far as they're not intimidated by it, and as evidenced by even Autumn did not start last year at Texas Tech. They were a top, I think, as high as number 10 or 12. She's a really good player, and got to practice with top 10 every day. Didn't get to play very much, but then we were lucky enough she decided she wanted to come play at ACU, and she's just comfortable with that level because she's been hitting with those kind of players. And then Sarah Adams, well, both of those girls won their flight at the Air Force Invitational. So the other girls did great, and we were in the finals and all over it. But it was kind of neat to see. They just came in here, and I'm just saying the way they were on the court, they looked like, to me, they thought they're supposed to win. And sometimes, when we were maybe in the past, you had to teach those kids, hey, you can beat these good players. I think they can right now. So that's a good thing. They're not intimidated by that level.
Wrapping up, you've taken some of your athletes to some high-level invites this year, starting with the Racket Club Invitational, where Aaron Walker and Whitney Williams won the doubles title. A couple weeks ago, your team brought 4 individuals to the ITA All-Americans, which is tough to get into. But now this week, you have Lucille Pothier, all on her own to represent both the Wildcats and the Southland Conference, going all the way to Pepperdine University in Malibu, California, to compete at the Oracle ITA Masters. What can you tell the fans about this unique tournament?
It's new for me, and that's why I am going. I hope we have the best player in the conference every year, and so someday I'm not going this year. But this is the first time we've ever been in, that we've had a player that we've been in Division II. This is our 4th year, but we have a player that is the highest in the conference. It's kind of funny. It's all the players, whoever won Player of the Year in the SEC, the Big 12, Pac-12, that's who comes to this, and every Division I conference. And Lucille was not the Player of the Year, but if a senior is not returning, they go to the next highest rated player. There's a worldwide ranking system, and Lucille is the next highest rated in our conference, and so she was invited. So it's a special honor, and I think it'll be really a great experience because we're going to need, Lucille and Aaron are 1 and 2 players, and they may switch out a little bit at 1 this year because she's ready after 2 years to be up in there. But anyway, definitely coming back next year, she needs to be in that kind of competition. So I'm anxious to watch her play and try to help her out there. But it'll be a nice place to do it out there, Malibu. So.
Well, we're excited to follow along with her draw and her progress, and we wish nothing but the best to Lucille and to you. Safe travels, Coach, out to California. Again, Lucille Pothier representing the Wildcats in the Southland Conference this week at the Oracle ITA Masters. That's going to be hosted by Pepperdine University in Malibu, California. For head coach Hutton Jones, I'm Chris Macaluso. Go Wildcats!